Hey, it's Nintenbros.
Hi!
What's going on, podcast listeners? Welcome back to our 52nd episode and our first anniversary episode.
Yeah, maybe it's our 52nd.
It will be one day.
It could be.
When I manage to become 70 and you manage to become 60-something years old.
Or is it today?
It's not today.
That's what our Instagram said.
Oh, you're right. Maybe it is today.
Yeah.
Anyways, our 52nd anniversary is today, and that means we're doing something a little bit special, a little bit out of the ordinary.
Yep.
We're not going to go through, tell you guys what's new, what we've been playing. We're
Absolutely
not going to go through and give you an in-depth review or do trivia questions or do a game battle. This is the 1 year special, and let me tell you exactly what we're doing today. Today, any of you joining us on IG Live will first-handedly see us react live. Any of you joining us on the YouTube will also see us live react. Well, not live react, but react. And then any of you guys listening to the podcast will just hear us react. Mm-hmm. We are going to listen to our old podcast. Our very first one, Homie Low, has selected a few clips that he'd like to share. I, myself, had selected a few clips that I'd like to share.
Well, let me tell you, they're like...
They're awesome. I don't know. I'm so excited.
It's funny, but like...
Yeah, I'm excited to see how far we've come. So we're going to go through our old podcast clips. We're going to pause and react. We're going to give you guys some, just raw thoughts. Next, we're going to deep dive with some questions into collecting and gaming. We set aside 4 questions worth. And it's really going to get you guys more informed on why we do what we do. Mm-hmm. And then we're going to end with our closing coins, our favorite segment now, which is really cool.
Yeah, as always.
Without further ado, let us head towards the podcast file of our cuts. So, here we go. I got it on my phone, right? This is Nintenbros number 52, final first episode cuts. Uh-huh. I'm going to play it on here. You guys will be able to hear. I will be able to hear. And
I won't, though.
Yeah.
I can't hear.
Homie Low, he won't be able to react.
I can't do it. Sorry.
But here we go. Here is the beginning of our first podcast, because I chose the very first couple minutes.
Okay.
What's going on, podcast listeners?
A little louder.
Back to the first ever Nintenbros podcast. Not our 4th episode, but our very first.
Okay, wait.
Pause. Why are we saying our 4th and not our first?
This is a long joke. This was until, episode 26 or something like that, because I thoroughly remember that we did this until, and then, 27 came around, and then no one said it. But we actually started Nintenbros, and we did 3 episodes before actually paying for the stuff and actually doing it regularly. We would do it every 2 weeks or something like that. And then all our episodes were deleted, I think, from that.
Yes. We tried to commit to it because we wanted to test the waters and whatnot, but we just did not fully commit until the new year of 2021. So that's when we fully committed, because you were going to grind YouTube and you were like, yo, let's get this podcast up. And I was like, you know what? I'm down. And then we started paying for the service. So it was actually our 4th episode of Nintenbros, but the first one on this podcast series.
This is the real first one. So
yeah, the other ones, they were just preparing us.
Yeah, basically.
Moving right along.
We have not done this before and tried for 3 episodes and then quit.
Oh, we did.
Yeah, we did.
That's not like your boys.
It is like your boys.
This is the Nintenbros podcast, episode 1. Episode 1, not 2, not 3, not 4. Episode 1.
It actually was 4.
Episode Itchy. If you are Japanese, I think. That's correct. Yeah. So, I'm your boy.
Yeah, Itchy is Japanese number 1.
Reference.
Yeah, and we have a Japanese viewer, so I thought it was important. But at the time we didn't. But now we do. So it's relevant.
He or she will appreciate it.
Yeah, it's relevant now.
The main star, the one. Whoa! Jake.
Okay.
I don't know what's going on.
No, that was me. I was trying to introduce myself, and I was like, I'm Jake. I'm the main star, the main host, and then you got defensive. And you were like, whoa!
So you're like the grand star from Super Mario. I'm just like a power star.
Exactly. Glad.
You want to introduce me? I guess I'm just like the Earth to the Sun over here.
No, that's an odd reference.
you're the Earth.
The Earth is still pretty important. That's an odd reference.
Actually, the Earth's that's besides the point. My name is is Alex, also known as Low. We'll see. We'll see on that one. Okay, cool. What is this podcast about? Well, it is called Nintenbros. I know we have not introduced us before because, well, this is our first episode ever. So Nintenbros, we've decided, is going to be split into 3 sections for now. This is very tentative. Like,
it was.
It's going to be temporary. Yeah, it could change.
Yeah, because actually we did change the formula up. I forget when, but once we started doing like in-depth game reviews, we knew that 1 week every month was going to be designated to that one thing.
Yeah.
And then slowly but surely we started creating more themes for the weeks until we got like an actual schedule.
Yeah.
But,
which is like now, so.
But when did we get an actual schedule? Do you remember? Because that's when I started changing the Nintenbros, because it used to just be like Nintenbros 18, Nintenbros 19. But then I changed it to like what the actual episodes were about.
I don't know, honestly. It's been a long time.
It has been a long time. More than half a year.
Yeah. But you guys will never, like when I said my name is Alex or Low, my legal name is Alex, right? It's not Low, but you guys maybe on our 52nd anniversary we'll tell you why my nickname's Low. For now.
Not today.
Not today.
Not today. Keep going.
We could maybe stop this podcast and call it something else completely, but we're hoping we don't.
We
Anyways,
didn't.
We're going to split this into 3 sections. The first section is what's new in our collection and what games are we playing in our collection.
That's a lot of words to explain a simple subject.
Yeah, what's new and what we're playing. Basically, I was hoping that we were going to be made of money more and that we would constantly be able to get more games. But, things got expensive. And we weren't able to buy games every single week and play new games every single week. So that whole section kind of went from, like, what I was thinking was going to be 10, 15 minutes each week to, like, 3 minutes.
Yeah, it did.
So that's why we've changed and adapted, but keep it going.
The second section is we're going to ask each other just some questions about gaming that can be really like relevant to gaming or completely irrelevant to gaming, but like still kind of gaming stuff.
A lot of them were completely irrelevant.
They'll be like really bizarre, but doesn't have to do with like gaming, kind of. Like it's a thin line we walk, but we walk it. And then the third.
How well did we walk that thin line, do you think?
We walked it very well.
I think we were experts at that.
We were like, who would be in a basketball team? Then we were mapping out like the whole playoffs and stuff. So
and we were also talking about like who would be the best person at a garage sale.
Yeah, that was like one of our first ones.
Yep. Good stuff.
Section that we're going to split it into is a trivia where we ask each other questions to see if we're smart or not smart.
Wow, that defines my whole IQ, huh?
Yeah, I mean, based on how well I did in the trivia, my IQ would be a solid, just average.
Related things. You're not going to see any GTA here, so. No.
Oh, sometimes you did, so.
So, without further ado, I guess we'll just, get right into it, because, I guess I'll skip on to number 2 then. If you could have dinner with a Nintendo character, who would you want dinner with?
See, we are like only one podcast in, and we are already walking a thin line.
Yeah, because
like, who would you have dinner? Like, not like what would you like to see done with the Nintendo Switch. It's like, who would you want to have dinner with?
Okay,
already.
Now, before we continue, did you listen to the first episode like all the way through?
I listened like the first couple minutes, and then I listened to the last 17.
Did you listen to this question that I asked you and your answer?
Probably not.
Do you remember what your answer was to who you would have dinner with? This was about a year ago, and you had a very just obscure answer.
Really?
Yeah, and I want to see. Well, at first it wasn't obscure, but then you thought about it, and it changed a little bit.
Wasn't it like? I feel like it was Bowser for some reason.
Or
Yoshi.
Okay.
It's like Bowser or Yoshi. I know it's not. Maybe it's Mario. Obscure does not contain Mario though. So
you're wrong.
Well, I think we know Yeah, but Yoshi is your favorite, correct? Yeah. Do you want to have dinner with him? Because you got to think, is he going to eat everything?
Oh, okay.
Like,
Question.
If you could have one.
I'm trying to narrate the question so it's not just Yoshi. Okay.
Games they're in or something. But we don't know, like, what if you sit Mario down at a table and he looks at his plate and he's like, Mamma Mia! That's all he says. We don't know. Exactly.
Mario
so who's actually going to talk to you? Bowser has dialogue, but I've never heard him, like, do you really want to be sitting next to the Koopa King of, the Mushroom Kingdom who has stolen Princess Peach?
Yes.
All the time? I don't know. We could hear him out. But then, yeah, we could. But there's so many possibilities. So what he's gonna do? It's a good question. There's so many possibilities. Like what
It's really not a lot of
starts
possibilities.
like going rampant and goes on a rampage. You gotta take that into consideration. Who do you think has the best possibility of being like a sophisticated dinner night with? I have a good one. I have a really good one. He's in so he was even throwback to Partners in Time, right? Yeah. He went back and it was the Mario and Luigi's babies. Toadsworth, I think it is, right? Toadsworth, the old Toad. Yeah. He would know so much.
That's actually a good answer.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Such a unique answer. I was not expecting his dialogue. So he's been alive for a lot of the Mario and Luigi's life. So he would know.
Do you have a Toadsworth plush?
I wish.
So, and he has dialogue. I don't remember if he
That's a great answer though.
In any game, but thinking they all will have dialogue. Yeah, and he's not gonna try to do stupid.
I do agree. That was a great answer. That was phenomenal.
Episode 1, it's already a great answer.
Stuff. Yeah, even if he does, what's he gonna do? Yeah, good choice. I like that. Okay, well, I can go on to part 2 of this question, kind of.
So this is the start of your stuff, I believe.
Yeah,
right?
My stuff is good. My stuff can get
Okay, my stuff was bad.
My stuff's my stuff's very chopped up. You'll hear some weird stuff, but that's how it's just done. So.
Okay, yeah. My stuff, it was just bad.
No. I'm the earth to the sun, though, so...
Right, right. So you make the lights.
Yeah. It's kind of just, different. How else would you like to see Luigi utilized? Because we know, in Mario games, he's kind of, if he does show up, he's just, a second, Super Mario...
Okay, so...
cracker.
I say, a lot of times. And
no!
I also took a lot of times to explain the question. Did you hear me? I was going, so Luigi, Luigi.
Yeah.
How would you like Luigi?
Luigi.
Yeah, exactly. So.
Okay, but if we were to answer the question right now, how do you think you would want Luigi utilized nowadays?
Oh, I just want another Luigi's Mansion game.
You do?
Yeah.
Luigi's Mansion would be pretty cool. Absolutely. I could totally get behind that.
Okay, so hey, go collect stars with Luigi now that Mario's done. It's okay, I guess. But,
I mean, that's true.
Would you like to see Luigi in games, if, at all, I guess? Even to, do you not want to see him? I like Luigi. I don't like
Luigi. They're both
underdog. I always root for the underdog. I don't like how much clout Mario has. It's unnecessary.
It's unnecessary. Whoa.
No, I just like how I use the word clout in a Nintendo podcast.
Yeah, our first one too.
The first big name for Nintendo, so I respect it. But it's been.
Let's be honest, okay? your boy says all the time.
We both say it a lot.
Yeah.
30 years or whatever. He just had his 30th anniversary or 35th anniversary, something like that. So his time on the throne's over, and it's Luigi takeover. I want to see a whole game.
Did not happen.
Luigi and Mario's not even in it. I want to see.
Did not happen either.
Mario, no.
Hold on a second. What about Super Luigi Bros? Wasn't that a thing on the Wii U or something?
I'm pretty sure that was before. That was before we recorded that. So.
Oh, okay.
Trapped away trying to rescue Princess Pauline or something.
That was an outlandish answer.
I mean, it kind of fits though.
Luigi's house. Have we ever seen inside Mario's house?
Yes.
There is
a couple times. Superstar Sega.
And Superstar
Paper Mario.
I guess they always have a house somewhere that's very quick.
I brought it up.
Mario. Yeah. But they do, but it's not anything extravagant. Yeah.
What is it like, man?
I don't know.
I want to see Luigi as a main character. I want Super Mario 64.
You might have
Super Mario 64, but have it be Super Luigi 64. Let's have a 3D game with just Luigi, and there's no Mario whatsoever. What if he goes to Daisy's castle? Yeah, you can literally.
Okay, pause real quick. I just want you to be aware that I make an insane prediction coming up.
Okay.
I make the prediction of the century coming.
Wait, did the prediction happen?
Yes.
No.
It's going to.
Oh, man, I'm excited.
Literally do it like that, and that's a brand new game, and I'd be all over it.
But first, we have some fun.
Imagine for the Switch, Super Luigi 64 happens for the Switch.
Didn't happen.
Instant buy. I would give them
$100
for that. What is Kirby?
Yeah,
Kirby's not immediate.
that was a really good part.
Oh, What is Kirby? What did you chop out?
I didn't. I went before that. That was a continued section, like when we were talking about Luigi and stuff, and that was flowing through the podcast. I said, "What is Kirby?" and then blanked. that's in the actual podcast.
Oh man, what is Kirby? What if you made a prediction that you were like, "Yo, Kirby's gonna get his own"?
Trust me.
Okay.
Like Kirby's Nightmare in Dreamland, he was going to beat King
Listen.
DDD, but that was because King DDD. Yeah, that was because King
Why was I
DDD
surprised?
was trying to take the Star Ride, and he didn't realize that the Star Ride was evil, stuff like that. It's like, that was the whole Kirby lore. Yeah, it's good. Yeah.
That's good.
Is it like good though? Like,
As the main character.
Hold on.
If they remastered the Kirby game, I would be all for that. Remaster Amazing Mirror, I'm buying it instantly. So cool. What if they did a Kirby open world game?
oh, pause.
I predicted that.
Kind of. You were
Kind
like,
of.
what if?
I said, "What if?" and it happened.
Okay.
What if and it happened next year? Because it's going to happen this year.
Yeah, March sometime, I believe.
Yeah.
Wow.
Crazy.
Nintenbros gives you the first scoop on like what's legit.
Not everything though.
Postal Shards was very good. That was such a fun game. I never beat that game. I beat the game. They did. You told me all about it.
Gotta bring that up again.
So
Legend
here's
of
my little
Starfy?
joke of a
No.
trivia.
Kirby,
So you got me
64.
a hoodie from Dashy Games this Christmas. I just want to know how many subs does Dashy Games have?
Back to the time where we talked about Dashy every single episode.
I don't think it's changed much. I'm pretty sure he does come up pretty often.
Not
Not
much,
every
but,
episode,
yeah.
but like he still does come up. But back a year ago, how many subs did he have? Just take a guess. Unless you listened, probably.
Well, I listened through it. I think it's like 5.
Okay. I'm gonna guess because he did just reach 6 million, right?
Yeah.
So you said 5, so it's gonna be 5 something. But I'm assuming it's 5.2.
Okay. I don't know if I say the point though. So.
I've never even noticed.
Well, I would say the point.
Shoot,
I believe in myself. I would say the point.
Is it like?
Okay.
I feel like it wouldn't go too high. Is it like?
What is it like, man? What is it like? The suspense.
No, is it as of right now?
What's it like?
Is it like 4 million? A little higher, 5.65 million.
5.6.
I was gonna say 8 million.
Wow.
I don't know. 10 million's like going up. So.
Yeah, it is.
Great YouTuber,
Great analysis.
Great guy. He's super funny. Shout out to Dashy. Shout out to
We did that in sync, mind you. That's how much we love Dashy. We did that in sync.
Let's shout out Dashy again.
Shout out to Dashy.
Shout out to Dashy, man. Dashy XP, you're the GOAT.
in the studio, you know. Love Dashy. Okay, this is a good one. You'll like this. Actually, I don't know if you get it, but which of the following titles is not?
Will you get it?
is not-
Hold on. I'm gonna
which
check
of
it.
the- Which of these is not? An official
Just
Mario
make sure I had to say that twice.
I know.
I had to. Which is not. Which is not.
hmm
Yeah.
Is it 1, Mario Clash? Is it 2, Mario Superstar Baseball?
I don't know why I
Is
put
it
that one in there.
3, Mario Teaches Typing? Or is it 4, Mario versus Luigi?
I was having a ball with that question.
Wait, what was the question?
Which of these is does didn't you hear me say repeat it twice?
Well, yeah, which is not, but then that's all I heard. Which is not like a Mario game?
Yeah.
So you have Mario Clash,
Uh-huh.
Mario versus Luigi,
Yeah.
Mario Teaches Typing,
Uh-huh.
and then what was the last one?
Like a baseball game. It's true though.
Okay.
Baseball
That's
game is-
GameCube, I think.
Yeah.
Okay. Mario Clash? Is that real? Because I know he does teach typing, but then Mario versus Luigi just seems too basic. So it's either Clash or Mario versus Luigi.
I don't know which one you think it is.
If I say Mario versus Luigi, no, that's one that you would throw in thinking I would say it, but it's not it. It's Mario Clash.
Okay. Okay,
What
nice.
was the first one? Mario Clash.
Gotta repeat the choices here. Don't mind us.
Choices? No, because I know there was a Mario typing because people made fun of it in a podcast. So I know that one's legit. Yeah.
I don't know why they would
What
do
was the
that.
second one? Mario Superstar Baseball. I feel like that's like a GameCube or like a Wii one.
Yep. Good analysis.
Okay, so it's between 1 and 4. Mario Clash I've never heard of, but that could easily be like a phone downloadable game I've just never seen. But I think the only
It's not.
game for Mario is like Mario like Super Run or something. Yeah.
And Mario Kart Tour.
I don't know. And then what was the last one? Mario versus Luigi. I don't think they verse each other. I'm gonna go with Mario versus Luigi. That's correct. That was good. Narrowed down.
Dude.
Excellent. Cool. That's correct.
Okay.
Wait, so you said Mario Clash does not exist, right?
Yeah, so I got it wrong in present day, but 1 year ago I got it right.
Yeah,
so
that's
therefore,
true.
if
Yep.
our IQ was based solely off of our like answers to the trivia, I got dumber.
Okay, that's not good, but
It's not good.
Well, I'd say that was a pretty good podcast for our first ever podcast, not our fourth. Not our fourth, that's correct.
Not our fourth.
Not our fourth.
Not our fourth. That was not.
No.
Nope.
No, it was our first.
It was our first.
I agree. If you guys enjoyed this podcast, thanks for enjoying it. Thanks for hanging out with us and just
thanks for enjoying it.
Stuff. You can follow my boy Lo at what's your Instagram, dude? Onaship03 for all my socials. What's your TikTok? Onaship03.
This is very not polished.
Cool. So Onaship03
at all.
You to my bro's sites online.
Like
Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. Onabo97 is myself. That wraps everything up for this podcast, and we'll see you in the next one. All right. Have a good night, guys.
That's. I mean, I know we do that now, but it's a lot better than that.
Wow. All right, let's just take a moment and just identify exactly what was going on. So our first ever podcast just was littered with likes, what
dashy shout-outs too.
Dashy shout-outs. We were ambitious, right?
Yeah.
But we were also very novice. And I don't want to say we're veterans now, because we're not. We're not.
No.
We're 1 year deep into this whole lifelong journey of producing audio content. We're not veterans.
It's a lot more polished now, though.
Yeah, I feel like we have more of a flow, which is nice. So, looking back on our first podcast, besides the filler words, what else do you have to say? What other comments?
Well, just that, of course, it's not as polished at all. I mean, you hear all the and everything just flows better now, I think. But maybe it doesn't. Maybe that was better than our other 51. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe we're still choppy, actually. We are choppy.
It's okay.
Yeah, it is okay.
So right.
I noticed that our quality hasn't dropped. We've gotten better, but our questions never dropped in quality. I feel like we had good questions right from the rip. Good, thought-provoking questions. And that's something I feel podcasts should strive for in the first episode. They shouldn't wait to get their notes all gathered up and make a really good podcast on the fourth one. They should do it right off the bat, and that's something we did.
Yeah.
So I'm proud, even though our first podcast was very cringy to watch and listen to, and very oh gosh, we were really bad. In a way, I'm proud of it. That's our work. That was our fourth ever work. And
fourth ever, yeah. Not first.
And maybe
it was our first.
And it was good, I thought. But
yeah.
That's my final thoughts on the podcast. Thanks for listening with us. But now, without further ado, let's head over to the deep dive questions into collecting and gaming. Homie Low.
Yeah.
I put these questions in order to kind of... That just makes sense to me, right? Because asking about where our podcast is going to go in the future doesn't make sense to ask first. That's the last question. Our first question is, what game ignited your passion for gaming/collecting?
Well, as you can see, I don't have notes. We just talked about how, you get a little organized, maybe not your first one, but the ones after that, and I don't actually have any notes. But
it's all right.
What game ignited? That's,
I can go first.
I have a lot of them.
Okay, if you'd like me to go first, I'd be happy to, just so you can think about it a little bit.
I don't really think it was a specific game, though, because I know I had, I love Kirby's Epic Yarn. I think I got that and bought that a ton of times. I bought a ton of stuff a ton of times. I think I've sold Galaxy a bunch of times before. I think it was just really seeing all my games and eventually realizing that it was these would be really cool if I just didn't sell these and had these here in a couple of years. Pretty awesome.
For sure. Did you say Sluggers? Because you sold that game a lot,
Oh yeah.
You sold that game 3-4 times and you always bought it back, and it kept now it's worth a lot.
This one's here to stay, but I also eventually want to get another one that doesn't have the Nintendo Selects on it.
All you need to get is just a paper sleeve that's not Nintendo Select. You don't have to buy a whole new case. You just need to buy the little sleeve thing for it.
That's true, but imagine having 2 copies.
You could. That way you could just display one and get that graded.
Yeah, have them both.
Both graded? Well then, okay.
No, not both graded, but I'm saying what if I had both copies and, I had them side by side, this is Nintendo Selects and this is real. As you guys can see, I really love Mario Super Sluggers.
All right, what game ignited my passion for gaming and collecting? Well, let me take you back to 2020, 2019. I bought Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door. You guys know it. It's one of the hottest Paper Mario games. on the shelves right now.
Yeah.
It's the GameCube one. It's so awesome. Everyone loves it. The only gripes people have about it is there's a lot of backtracking, and there is, but still a great game.
I feel like that's how Paper Mario is supposed to be, though. What Paper Mario do you not backtrack in, though?
I mean, the original one was kind of better, like, in a story sense, but, like, Paper Mario: The Thousand-Year Door did definitely, what's the word? Just, like, expand upon everything the original one did.
Yeah.
But it did do a lot of backtracking, like, see Chapter 4 in Paper Mario.
Uh-huh.
I can't even front about that. Okay,
It's okay, though.
Chapter 4 was like, go start from point A, go to point B. Okay, now go back to point A. Okay, now travel all the way out to a point C, and then go right back to A. Like,
what was Chapter 4?
It was it was like Twilight Town, where the villagers turned into pigs, and you had to stop that. Yeah, it was really obnoxious. It was kind of cool though. I did like Paper Mario: The Thousand-Year Door. But anyways, I forgot how long ago I remembered buying that game for $40. It was complete in box, and I was thrilled to have it back.
Yeah.
It was one of my many nostalgic video games I longed to play again. After purchasing it and getting a deal, I found out from a close friend a couple weeks later that the price of the game shot up to $80. And imagine my excitement. I was like, yo, I got this when it was $40, and now it's $80.
Yeah.
So
crazy.
It spiked. It intrigued me a lot. It made me interested. And if the effect could happen to other games, and it definitely sparked my interest towards collecting. So, the game that ignited my passion for collecting, definitely Paper Mario. Hands down.
It's a good game.
Absolutely. Moving right along, why did you start collecting, Homie Low?
Why did I start? Well, it's basically because you started collecting, honestly. It's maybe it's a simple answer, but it's true. Me being the little brother, I always wanted to do like you were doing. So I was like, you're game collecting? Well, now I am too. Surprise. But, it's also just, of course, I love video games. So.
Yeah, it makes sense.
But I also have a ton that I haven't played. But I also have a ton that I have played, so.
And we're doing in-depth reviews like monthly, so eventually I feel we'll get around to a lot of these games.
Yeah, but we're not going to get around to a Mario Party 9. No. But I've played that a bunch of times. But we're not going to get around to a Bakugan or a Rock Band. Maybe eventually if we run out of games, hey.
Yeah, like if we're trying to go for the 52nd anniversary, maybe we'll end up having to play Bakugan, man.
Yeah, maybe. I played it before with my friend and I beat him. I don't know how.
Okay.
So it does have playtime. If you look at my Wii and you go into the mail, you'll see Bakugan playtime. For like 39 minutes.
That's awesome. I respect that.
I have that, so.
Why did you start collecting, though? So was it just because I started doing it, or is there another reason?
Mainly, and it was, we've gone to a bunch of flea markets, and I like doing that, and, if I had a reason to go there with you, then it was cool. So instead of just like, hey, I'm going to go to the flea market and get nothing, it's like, let's go to the flea market and actually get games. So.
Very good answer. My answer, there's a bunch of reasons. I was fascinated by the ability to buy games low and save them so they could be worth much more money in the future. It almost felt like I had a chance to play a physical stock market game, which I really liked. Another reason is because I was just sick of buying like the games I've already bought in the past before. I was sick of trying to buy Pokemon Ruby, Pokemon Sapphire, and then sell them and then have to buy them again. I was over that.
Yeah, I need them accessible anytime.
Yeah. And lastly, because there comes a time in someone's life when you just need to have a hobby of some sort.
That's true. It is a hobby.
Yeah, I was 21 or so, and all I was really doing was working, and I liked video games, but I didn't really have a hobby behind it, and I just decided to go all in and be into collecting.
Yeah.
And that's what I did.
Well, because this is what like the whole Nintenbros is kind of based around. We do game reviews, news, but it's also behind the fact that we both collect games. So.
Absolutely. So our second to last question: why did we start this podcast?
I'm looking at your answer. It seems pretty accurate, but another thing to do, another thing to hopefully get like-minded people together and experience cool stuff. Like game collecting, playing through games, seeing what cool stuff is out there, getting excited for future events. One of the main things I know is really fun. This doesn't really relate, but watching Nintendo Directs together with like other YouTubers is like a lot of fun. and eventually, hopefully, we can do something like that and get people who like watching us and like listening to us talk about games, and just get them all together. So like growing a community is one of the biggest things. But
I second that. It was a chance to document both of our collection growth as well, because obviously we both decided that, hey, we're going to be video game collectors, and we want a way to document, hey, what's new and what we've been playing. That was the whole basis around that little section, was we wanted to see what gets added to our collection each week.
That's true, because you'll hear like some crazy weeks from both of us. So.
Yeah, that like flea market weeks. Like we would definitely rake in a lot of games.
Yeah.
So document our growth, because both you and me really enjoyed playing games at that time. It seemed natural to dip into the audio realm of creativity, because it felt like the easiest like extracurricular activity for gaming. Making a YouTube channel, big commitment, lots of time. Audio, it is a big commitment, and if you do it certain ways, it can take a lot of time. But if you're just doing it for a hobby, it's pretty easy.
It started out easier, but like as we go on, you get better equipment. It still is. It's not like difficult, but there is more to it now. So a little bit.
Exactly. And nowadays it helps to keep us on track with Nintendo knowledge and news, to keep us savvy, because we just want to know.
That's true. Now I know about Nintendo like all the time. So
for real. Final question before we leave you guys.
Okay, I got a good answer for this.
What is our ideal future for the podcast?
To get to the 52nd anniversary.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
I'll be here.
Me too.
When I'm 70.
Hopefully.
How old will we be? This is 1 year, so that means we need 51 more years, 24. Okay, 75.
Like 75.
75.
And I'm gonna be
so that's like Grandpa's age, dude.
Yeah.
That means podcasts at Grandpa's. Oh.
I'm 18, so I'm gonna be like what, 69?
Mm-hmm. Pause.
Wow. Yeah, so that's gonna be crazy. But the ideal future, obviously, like I said in the other question, is just to build a community. So I just want to have people here who are like, give us questions, give us stuff to talk about too, maybe join us sometimes, stuff like that. Just
for sure
have other people around who are just cool.
That's kind of where I was going with this. As Nintenbros continues to be produced, in the future I hope to achieve a bigger audience. It doesn't have to be a massive audience, but I would like a big enough audience where it feels like we have built our own community. Exactly like what you were saying. I would love more interaction and listener suggestions. I hope to really put our nose to the grindstone this year and make the quality of this show much, much better. I want this to be a podcast I would listen to for gaming news and gaming talk.
Yeah, very true.
But that about wraps up our what's it called? I'm blanking right now. Our deep dive questions into collecting and gaming.
Our 52nd anniversary.
Yeah, it about wraps up our 52nd anniversary. Now, let's move on to the last segment, our closing coins. All right, homie Low, here we are at the closing coins, the very end of our 1 year special / 52nd year special.
Thank you all for being here if you've made it this far.
Yeah, if you guys want to see what we look like, how we interact, what we do while we talk, if we speak with our hands, if we take our hats off and shoes off, make sure to go check us out on the YouTube. It's at Nintenbros. Yeah, also, crazy. The real ones already saw us on the IG Live. We appreciate you.
Yeah, some people actually came in, and one guy tuned in for a little bit. I appreciate it.
Yeah, you guys are wonderful.
Obviously, it's not like the best, quality of how we got the phone set up and everything, but
you got to do what you got to do. Closing coins today. I'm just going to plug our socials. I don't think we have done that yet. My socials, as always, on About 97. Check me out on the TikTok, the YouTube, the Twitter, the IG. I'm posting all the time everywhere now. My YouTube is going to have live streams coming up really soon, and I just got Legends of Arceus. I know you. I know me. I'm excited for it, man.
Yeah, that just came out. For my socials, I'm just going to take this into, my socials, Onaship, everywhere. Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. I'm trying to get back on YouTube. I'm having some technical difficulties. And I think I'm going to exchange the webcam I'm actually using right now, possibly, if I can't get it figured out, for a different one and get back on there. But with that extra money I get from GameStop, maybe we'll see how close I am to getting Arceus. So,
Okay. That'd be definitely cool. Also, the last closing coins. If any of you are here listening, we actually set up a Discord server.
Yes.
And I don't really remember exactly how to invite people to the Discord
Oh,
server.
I do.
I was hoping you would. Can you plug that really quick?
Yeah. You're just going to go to like our Twitter or Instagram. We'll put it in both bios, and you should just be able to click on it and join from there. So, when we get more people in there and stuff, we'll be interacting. You can come chat with us, come just hang out, talk about whatever you want to talk about.
Yeah, I think we should mention that at the beginning, too. Just the Discord server. That way we definitely get some listeners just in together as a community, because that is the goal.
That's
we
how
got
you
to have
grow
a
the
vision
community.
about it. Yeah,
that's how you grow the community, So
anyways, that's all the closing coins. Why don't you wrap us up and bring us home for the 52nd year anniversary?
Yeah, guys. Well, it's been the 52nd anniversary. Not the first.
No.
Definitely not the fourth either. I don't know what that's about.
That's bogus.
I already told you our socials. We already gone through everything. We hope you had a fantastic time. I am a Patriots fan. I just had to point out since we're already here. So
I don't watch football.
So fingers going the wrong. You get the point. But we'll see you all next time, because that's it.
That's all we have.
That's all we have. Have a good one.
Bye.